हरि ओम.
Recording in progress.
Oh, Swamiji is here.
Made me the host. Hari Om Swamiji.
हरि ओम.
Hari Om Swamiji.
हरि ओम.
Hari Om Swamiji.
हरि ओम. Okay. श्री गणेशाय नमः. श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः. श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि. सन्तोषिणी जगन्माता मम सौभाग्यवृद्धये नमस्करोमि भक्त्या त्वां प्रसन्ना वरदा भव. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः.
Swamiji, you are on mute. It's good now.
I am on mute.
No.
Okay. नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयातितरतश्चार्तेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मप्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यते प्रकृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिः तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदो तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् आध्यात्मदीपमतितितीर्षतां तमोन्धं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. So we were seeing the flashback of Vritrasura's background story. So the king after the son passed away, koncham reduce pannalam. இது கொஞ்சம் இந்த பக்கம் போட்டுறணும். ஸோ King Chitraketu after his son passed away, okay, little more. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's too low. Too low. Too low. Little more. King Chitraketu. Now it's still in Chitraketu. Little more. The echo should be cut, that's all. Okay, all right. You can hear, right? You all can hear. Okay. So King Chitraketu, after his son passed away, with the help of Narada, he was able to invoke the soul, address the soul to enter into the body again. But he refused that I have gone through many lives, I had many parents, so I am now relieved from the body, I am happy, I am not interested in coming back. When Chitraketu heard that, he felt very detached completely. What is this life? So these are all turning point in life, which make you think what is life. So naturally at that time, Narada advised him to meditate upon the Sankarshana Bhagavan. He gave the mantra, Om Namastubhyam Bhagavate. This is the 16th chapter, 18th verse. We are on 6th skanda, 16th chapter, 18th verse. This is a mantra for meditation upon a Sankarshana Bhagavan. Om Namastubhyam Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhimahi Pradyumnaya Niruddhaya Namas Sankarshanaya Cha Namo Vijnana Matraya Paramananda Murtaye Atma Ramaya Shantaya Nivrittadvaita Drishtaye Atmanandanubhutyeva Nyastashakyurmaye Namaha Rishikeshaya Mahate Namaste Vishwamurtaye. Did you get it? Vachasyupate uparate prajpya nayeko manasa saha anamarupa chinmatraha sovyanas sadasatparaha yasminnidam yadaschedam tishtatyapyeti jayate brahmayeshvisha brinjadis tasmai te brahmane namaha yennas prashanti navidur Mano buddhendriya sabaha andarbahiccha vitatam vyomavattannatosmyaham dehendriya prana mano yomi yadam shavidva pracharanti karmaso naivanyata lohamiva pradaptam taneshu yatrashtapashe padeshamedi. Om namo bhagavate Mahapurushaya, Mahanubhavaya, Mahavibhutipataye, Sakala Sattvata Parivrita Nirakara Kamala Kunmalopalalita Charanaravinda Mukha Yugala Parama Parameshtin Namaste. If all of them you cannot say, the last one you say. That is better. You are meditating upon Sankarshana Bhagavan. Then Sri Shuka says, the 26th verse, he says, Bhakta yetam prapannaya vidyam adisya naradaha yaya vingarasa sakam dhama swayambhuvam prabho. So, Shuka says, O monarch, that is addressed to Parikshit, after teaching this meditation to the devoted king Chitraketu, Narada went along with Angiras to the Brahmaloka, that is where they live. Naraji's abode is Brahmaloka. And then Chitraketustu vidyam tam yata Narada bhashidam dharayamasa saptaham Abdaksha Susamahida. So, for 7 days, Chitraketu practice this meditation given on this mantra given by Narada, taking nothing but water. Tatascha saptaratrante vidyaya dharyamanaya Vidyadharadipatyam sa lephe pratihatam nravaha. There is a place you go, that some place the people go for meditation place. They don't give you anything, food or anything. Water only they give. Forgotten it.
Vipasa.
Vipasa, yeah, Vipasa. Yeah. So he must have, his people must be following Chitraketu's example. Vipassana people. Then afterwards he practiced same meditation 7 days more. 7 days without water, another 7 days again. Then as a result of it, he got the leadership of Vidyadhara. Vidyadhara is another level of the soul. So Vidyadharas, they don't live in heaven, just below heaven they live. So in Valmiki Ramayanam, if you read, when Hanumanji increased the size to a humongous size, at that time all these Vidyadharas, Kinnaras, Gandharvas, they all came out of their abode. And because they got disturbed, some huge thing is disturbing. So because he was touching the sky, isn't it? So that way, so there's a description about it. That's why you can see where the abode of those people. So Akasha, don't think it is empty. There are a lot of things going on. So he got this position of a leader of Vidyadharas. Then Tatas Saptaratrande Vidyaya Dharyamanaya Vidyadharadhipatyam sa Lephe Pradihadam Nripaha. I told that. Tatakkadipayahobhir Vidyayet Gatihi Jagapa Deva Devasya Sheshasya Charanantikam. Again for 7 days he practiced meditation. So total 21 days, which helped by, he attained the state of very great refinement. He approached the feet of Lord Adisesha. Tatakkatit Mrnalagauram Siddhivasa Samswarat Kiridakeyura Katitra Kankanam. This is the description of Adisesha, how beautiful he is. Prasannavaktrarunalochanam vratam Dadarsya Siddheshwara Mandale Prabham. You saw Adisesha of serene face and eyes, of reddish tinge, white in color, like the inside fiber of lotus stalk, dressed in blue cloth and wearing a brilliant crown, armlets, girdle and bracelets, etc. Tatdarshanadvasta samasta kilbishaha swachhamalantakkaranobhyayan munihi pravrittha bhaktya pranayashlochana Prahishta Roma Namadati Purusham. So, freed from all sins because of the tapas and the presence and the vision or darshanam of Adisesha. Say, unless your sins are gone, you will not have darshanam of Bhagavan. But once you have darshan of Bhagavan, your sins will go. it is a catch-22 situation. It is something like somebody said, a person has little, crick. Crick means little loose. So they said, you get married, you will be fine. But then, now who will give him who will give him a girl without him all right? So that is the situation here. Bhagavan's presence, it will go. But to have presence, you have to live. Yeah. With the devotion swelling in his heart, tears of spiritual joy flowing from his eyes, horripilation all over. He took shelter in the Lord and made prostration to him. This is the lakshana of a bhakta. When you experience that devotion to the Lord, these are the lakshana. Horripilation, tears flow from your eyes without your knowledge. It is not that you are deliberately crying. The tears come, you can't stop it. So, Gadgadam Parasparam Lipyamanaha. Dharma Bhakti Sutra also talks about the lakshana of bhakta. Sauttama-shloka padapchachistaram premashruleshair upavehayan maho premoparuddha kila dharmago durgamo naivashigattam prasamididum chiram. The tears of love flowing from his eyes. What happened? It fell down at the feet of Sankarshana, moistened the Lord's footstool again and again, and for a long he could not utter even a word in praise of him because his voice was choked, sagadgadam, was choked by intense emotion. Tatas samadaya mano manishaya babashaye tat pralibdhavakasau niyamya sarvendriya bhakvavartanam jagatgurum sattvada shastra vigraham. Soon he managed to control his emotion. Having recovered the power of speech and concentrating all the powers of the mind on the Lord, now he addressed the Lord with following hymn, Chitraketu Vacha. This is a long hymn upon Bhagavan. All the hymns are all, see, Bhagavatam, there are so many hymns are there. If you collect all of them and start giving explanation, that will become a highest Vedantic talk. You don't have to give Bhagavatam talk, only the hymns. Brahma Stuti, Prahlada Stuti, and also Dhruva Stuti. Dhruva Stuti, Brahmaji Stuti will come in the 10th canto. Then Prahlada Stuti comes in the 7th canto. Then Gajendra Moksha, Gajendra Stuti. Like that, now here also Chitraketu Stuti is also there. It's a long one. So we'll
Swamiji, quick question, Swamiji.
Ah.
Is Sankarshana Bhagavan Balarama?
Yeah.
So they're not talking about like Krishna or Vishnu or anything. Here they're only talking about Balarama.
Yeah. Sankarshana is Balarama. Yeah. That's why blue color, Balarama was always wearing blue.
Krishna also, right?
Yeah, Krishna was wearing yellow.
Oh, correct. He was blue and he was wearing yellow.
Yeah. He himself was blue, but he's wearing yellow. But Sankarshan Bhagavan was white color, but he was wearing blue color. That's why.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Now, Chitraketu's hymn is there, that we'll skip because that's a long one. It is all the same because praising the Lord. Now, Sri Sukha finally, 49th. Samstuto Bhagavanevam Anandastama Bhashata Vidyadharapatim Priti Chitraketum Kurutva. So, 49th verse. Sukha says, O King of Kurus, extol thus the worshipful Lord Ananta Sheshanak. So that's why Sankarshana Bhagavan was much pleased with Chitraketu, who had now become the head of the Vidyadharas, and said to him thus, what is Sri Bhagavan Vacha? Yan Naradangirobhyam te Vyahritam Venushasanam Samsiddhoti Tayarajan Vidyaya Darshanachame. By the practice of meditation communicated to you by Narada and Angiras, and by my vision thereby, you have become great in spiritual attainment. It's called Saganopasana. You will get darshan, there is no doubt. Aham vai sarvabhutani bhutatma bhutabhavana sapta brahma param brahma tamobhe shashvatotanu shashvati tanu. All the objects in the universe are myself. Krishna Bhagavan and Bhagavan, there is the same thing. Within them all I am the witnessing self. I am also the cause of their origin. The Veda and Prakriti, Veda, Shabda Brahma, and Prakriti, Param Brahman, are my two eternal bodies. Brahman and Prakriti. Loke vidatamatmanam lokam chatmani santatam upayam chamaya vyaptam mahi chaiv upayam kritam. Know the Atman to be pervading the world as its experiencer, the world to be spread in him as the object of experience. Both the world and the Atman are pervaded by me, and both are established in me. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavabhav, 13th chapter. The same idea is given here, okay? So, you are familiar with Gita, so Gita Bhagavan has given everything. Now the 60th verse. All other things are known to us, so we don't have to go. Sukhaya dukkha mokshaya kurvate dampati kriya tato nivrittir apraptir dukkhasya cha sukhasya cha. Men and women undertake various kinds of work for attainment of happiness and freedom from pain. But as a matter of fact, they attain neither of them. Sukhaya dukkha mokshaya kurvate dampati kriyaha tato nivritti aprapti dukkhasya cha sukhasya cha. A very beautiful statement. Now 63 verse. एतावानेव मनुजै योगनैः पुनबुद्धिभिः स्वार्थः सर्वात्मना ज्ञेयः यत्परात्मैकदर्शनम्. He says realization of the Supreme Being as a one-soul existence is the truth. That should be known without any doubt by a person whose mind has attained to purity through spiritual practice or communion. So the ultimate happiness or contentment, kritakrityata, comes only in realizing one's own self. That is the ultimate content of this Sankarsana Bhagavan's teaching. Then, Shuka Maharshi says, now, Ashwasya Bhagavanityam Chitrakedum Jagadguru Pashyadasasya Vishwatma Tataschandadade Harihi. Sri Hari, the soul of the world and the teacher of all, taught and consoled Chitraketu. So, first it was Sankarshana Bhagavan, Ananda Sheshanag, then now he says, Sugamarshi says, Hari. That means both are same, that's the idea. In this way, and disappeared as the Chitraketu looked on. Now, that means Sankarshana Bhagavan gave darshanam to Chitraketu. That's the idea. Now the question is how he became Vritrasura. That story is a very, very interesting story. Sri Sugavacha, Saptadashodhyaya. Yadachandharhido nandastasye kritva dishe namaha vidyadara chitraketu chacha chachara gagane jaraha. Chitraketu, who had now become Vidyadhara, traveled through the sky in the direction in which Adisesha disappeared. After making salutations to that direction, Salaksham Varsha Avyahata Balendriyaha Tuyamano Mahayogi Munibhis Siddhacharanaihi, endowed with inexhaustible power of the body and senses on account of his great yogic attainment, and extolled by a host of munis, siddhas and charanas, Chitraketu sported for several lakhs of years in the wish-yielding valleys of Mount Mahameru, making his Vidyadhara women sing hymn in praise of Sri Hari. Then what happened? Ekata cha vimanena, fourth one, Vishnu dattena bhasvata girisham tadrishe gachan paritam siddhacharanaihi. Once in an aerial vehicle presented to him by Mahavishnu himself, he went to see Parameshwara, the master of the mountain, accompanied by a vast host of siddhas. Now what did he see? Alingyangi kritam devim bahuna munisam sadi uvacha devya shinvatya jahasechai tadandike. What did he see there? There, seeing Lord Shiva sitting with his consort Parvati on his lap and embracing her with one hand, Chitraketu, seeing this scene, laughed aloud and said the following in the hearing of Devi. Chitraketu says, Esha loka guru sakshat dharmam vakta sharirinam aste mukhya sabhayam ve mithuni bhuya bharyaya. So you said, O Sri Rudra, you are the most important among the embodied beings and the teacher of the whole world. And yet, he sits in public assembly in the embrace of his wife while he explained Dharma to others. Jadadharasti vradaya brahmavadi sabhaipatihi angekritya striyam chaste Gadahri Prakrito Yatha, wearing matted locks, reputed for great austerities, and the chief of the assembly of the learned people, learned wise men, he nonetheless sit with his wife on his lap, shamelessly like a vulgar person. Prakruto yatha. Prayasya prakrutacchapi triyam rahasi vibrati ayam mahavratataro vivartis sadasistriyam. Even a vulgar person will hold a woman only in privacy, not in public. But this one, reputed for his great austerities, is doing so in public. Now Sri Sukha says, Bhagavan avidashritva prahasyagatati nripa tushtim babhova sadase sapyascha sadanurata ityadvirya vidushi pruvane bahvashophanam rushavadevi drishtaya nirjitatma bhimanine. Bhagavan heard this, but he was not unperturbed. He was unperturbed, was not disturbed, and smiled. Instead of reacting, he smiled at it. He remained silent. He didn't say anything. But the members of the assembly, who are the members of the assembly? Sanat Kumaras. Bhagavan was teaching them Brahma Vidya. They also remained silent. They didn't say anything. Because their Lord is not saying anything, so why should they say? So they also keep quiet. But our Devi, she got angry. When Chitraketu, ignorant of the Lord Bhagavan's greatness, uttered these highly unbecoming remarks, Sri Parvati, roused to anger, spoke thus to that impertinent Vidyadhara, who solely prided over his own self-control. Parvati said, Ayam kyamuthana loke Shasta Dandadhara Prabhu Asmat Vidhanam Dushtanam Nirlajjanam Cha Viprakrita. Parvati said, if this man, the accredited authority to criticize, restrain and punish shameless and wicked beings like ourselves, can he say that we are shameless? What authority has got? Naveda dharmam kila pashmayor nidhi brahmaputra prabhunaradadya navai kumara kapilo manuscha yeno vishedantyati varstidam haram. Is Brahma, the lotus born, a stranger to dharma? Are Bhrigu, Narada and other offspring of Brahma ignorant of it? Do not the Kumaras, Kapila and Manu understand its principle? Are they not all honoring Hara, the so-called transgressor of dharma? Who then is this small fry to do so? Who is he to tell? Esham anuddeya padabjayukmam jagatkurum mangalamangalam swayam yakshatra bandhu paribhuya surin prashasti drishtastatayam hidandya. This degenerate fellow of a Kshatriya who dares to override the views of great men and criticize Rudra in this way. Because Rudras whose feet are fit to be contemplated upon by Brahma and others, who is the teacher of the whole world and who is the holiest among holy beings. Therefore, you deserve punishment. Nayar Mahati Vaikunta Padamoolopasarpanam Sambhavitaptamadistaptaha Sadhuvi Paryupasitam. A man who is conceited and arrogant does not deserve to go anywhere near the Lord of Vaikunta, who is served only by a person of great holiness, devoid of this kind of egoism. Ada papiyatim yonim asurim yahi durmate yadeha bhuyo mahadam nakarta putrakilpisham. So, O arrogant one, Shapa is given. May you have an evil embodiment as an asura, in order that you may not do this kind of offense to great men. Sriva evam saptachitraketu vimanada varuhyasaha prasadaya masasadim murthna namrena bharata. When cursed thus, Chitraketu got down from his aerial vehicle and made humble prostration to Sri Parvati. Chitraketu said, Pradigrannami te shabam atmanonjalinambike dever matyayayat proktam purvadishtam hitasyadate. O goddess, I accept your curse with both arms. Whatever divinities bestowed on me, I consider this also Ishwarecha. Take it as a prasadam. Whatever divinities bestowed on us, whether it be favorable or unfavorable, is all the result of one's own karma. Samsara chakra edasmin jandur ajnana mohidaha brahmyan sukham ja dukkham ja bhunkte sarvatra sarvada. The jiva, overpowered by ignorance and moving about in the cycle of transmigratory existence, enjoys pleasurable and painful experiences wherever he may be born. Naivatmana paraschapi kartasya sukha dukkhayoho kartaram manyade prajna atmanam paramevacha. Neither oneself nor others are responsible for one's happiness or misery. The ignorant man alone thinks that himself and others are the cause. Guna pravahaye tasmin kashabakko tanugraha kasvargo naragakko va kim sukham dukkhame bhava. So in this perpetual movement of Prakriti, this perpetual movement of Prakriti, what is the place of a curse or a blessing, of pain or pleasure, or heaven or hell? They are all ephemeral. Even if you curse me, so what? That is also not permanent. See, think about his height of thinking. Ekas jadi bhutani Bhagavan Atmamayaya Esham Bandham ja Moksham cha Sukham Dukkham cha nishkalaha. The Lord of all creates everything with the power of his Maya, bestowed on whom joy and sorrow, liberation and bondage. Both are Bhagavan's doing. Liberation and bondage also. You remember this, our Sugriva came back and told Ramchandraji, Bhagavan, it's not my mistake, it is your Maya. There is a bhajan, koi bando, nindo. This is one song. And even in Kapila Muni, that Devahuti also told Kapila Muni that you are the one who created bondage, you release me from that. You tied me, you release me. If that attitude is there, you see, it will work. Adhat prasadayena tvam sapamokshaya bhamini yan manyase asadhuktam mamatat chamyatam sati. Therefore, O angry one, so Parvati was angry, I desire to pacify you. Now, I ask you to calm down, that is the idea. So I request you to calm down. Not for removing the curse. No, not for that. Not for release from the curse you have pronounced. Oh, great lady. So Bhamini, he addresses her. Bhamini means a beautiful one. Young, beautiful one. Okay. It is for asking pardon of you if what I said was improper. Yan manyase asadhuktam mamatat kshamyatam sati. I'm not asking for, nullifying the curse. But all I hurt you, I'm sorry. My words if I hurt you. Sisugha sudha iti prasadya girishahu citrakedura rindisma jagama sovimanena pashyato smayato smayoho. Sukha said, thus pacifying Parvati and Parameshwara, Chitraketu went away in his aerial car. All of them watched this with wonder because he had the power to curse her back also. That power he had. But he didn't do that. He accepted it. Now, look at this. Bhagavan's seeing this wonder of Chitraketu's reaction. Bhagavan was pleased. Rudra Bhagavan, he says, Rudra Vacha, Drishtavattvasi Sushroni Harer Adbhuta Karmana Mahatmyam Bhritya Bhrityanam Nisprahanam Mahatmanam. O beautiful one, do you now see the greatness of even the servant of Sri Hari, of wonderful deeds, of those men who are great in their devotion and in the absolutely desireless state of their mind. And there is no desire at all. Curse also doesn't make any difference to them. That's the beauty of devotion, bhakti. He said, Narayana para sarve nakudaschada vibhyati surgapavarga narakeshvapi tulyarthadarshinaha. Surga apavarga naraka. Surga means heaven, apavarga means moksha, naraka means hell. All of them, for them, same. So whether it is enjoyment of heaven, liberation, or suffering in hell. These great devotees of Mahavishnu see him and him alone and are free from every kind of fear. The bhakti should remove you, release you from all fear. Dehinam deha samyogat dundva nischala leelaya sukham dukkam murdirjanma shaponugraha evacha. It is due to the sportive action of the Lord's power that the jivas get bodies and all the contrary experiences of birth and death, happiness and misery, curse and blessings. Avivekrita pumso yartabheda ivatmani gunadosha vikalpascha videva srijivat kritaha. The distinction of object as good and bad, desirable, undesirable, is the division made by our mind due to ignorance. It is like mistaking a flower garland for a snake. So the mind is the one that gives a tag. This is good, this is bad, this is likable, this is dislikable. All these are judged by whom? Our mind. Why? Mind is ignorant about what? Paramatma, His glory. So that's why Bhagavan said, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutanam yantra ruthani mayaya. Therefore, tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata. Very beautiful statement in Gita. Bhagavan is residing in every heart. Therefore, seek His help. When Bhagavan is sitting right here with you, why you go outside? Ask His help only. For what? Moksha also, bhakti also, spiritual path also, whatever that you want, even material progress, that also ask Him. Don't go and beg in front of the rich people. Beg of Him, He is the richest. So for fundraise also, don't ask anybody. Bhagavan ask. He is Lakshmipati, He will give you. Have that faith, complete faith, then you will see it will work. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Uddahadam Nrinam Jnanavairagya Viryanam Neha Kachit Vibhashreha. These are all Lord Shiva's words, okay. For those who have supreme devotion to the worshipful Vasudeva and are therefore endowed with the power of knowledge and renunciation, there is no need to depend upon anything in this world. Aham virinjo na kumara narado na brahmaputra munayas sureshaha vidama yasye hidam amsha kamshaga nadat surupam prithakisha maninaha. All of us, including myself, Brahma, Sanat Kumara, Narada, and other offspring of Brahma, Indra and Devas, are but part of a part of Mahavishnu, the Divine Self. And we all think that we are separate, we are unaware of that, all embracing power of that Vasudeva, working through us. Much less are we aware of his presence everywhere. That's why 9th chapter Bhagavan said, Maya tatamitam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina mastani sarva bhutani dajamastani dajam. Very beautiful verses. I pervade the whole creation in my unmanifest form. All of them are in me, but I am not in them. And Bhagavan says, Nahyasti priyakaschin apriyasvaparobhya atma atmatva sarvabhutanam sarvabhuta priyo harihi. For him there is none who is specifically dear or enemy or a stranger, because being the self in all being, Hari is dear to all alike. Tasmanna vismayakarya purusheshu mahatmasu mahapurusha bhakteshu shanteshu samadarshashu. Therefore, there is nothing to wonder at in any matter connected with the peaceful and even-sighted devotees of Mahavishnu, for they are beyond all our calculation. Iti shrutva bhagavataha shivasoma abhivashitam babhova shandati rajan devi vigata vismaya. Hearing these words of Lord Shiva, the goddess Parvati was pacified and no longer wondered at the contact of Chitraketu. Iti bhagavato devya pratishaptu anantamaha murtyas sanjagrihe shapam etavat sadhu lakshanam. The great devotee Chitraketu, though capable of cursing Devi in return, submitted himself to the curse without any reaction. Such contact is the sign of holy men. Mahatmas, sadhu lakshana is that. No reaction. Then, yajne tushturdakshinagnav danavim yonimashridaha vritra ityabhivikhyado jnana vijnana samyutaha. Assuming the form of asura, but endowed with knowledge and devotion, the Chitraketu was born as Vritrasura in the Dakshinagni of Toshta, who sacrificed in it for creating an agent for destroying Indra. Etatte sarvamakhyadam yenmam tvam pariprachase vritrasya surajadescha karanam bhagavan matehe. I have now answered your question, how Vritrasura could have constant remembrance of love of the Lord. Idihāsamimam punyam Chitraketor mahatmanaha mahatmyam Vishnu bhaktanam sutva bandhat vimuchyate. Hearing this holy story of this great devotee Chitraketu and listening to the great excellences of Lord Vishnu's devotees, man is liberated from bondage. Not only Bhagavad Katha, but devotees Katha. Sayetat pradaruddhaya shraddhaya vagyata padet idihasam harim smrutva sayati paramam gatim. The man who gets up early in the morning and study these narratives every day with faith, constant remembrance of Sri Hari, will attain to the highest spiritual state. Now, there is a story of this Marut. How Marut, there are 44 Maruts. How they came into existence. This is also a very interesting story. Okay. With that, this skanda is over. Okay. Marut story. It's called Archana Phalam. Prashnistu patni savidus sadiv Sangavitri. What is written there? Sadavitrim Kyahridim Trayim Agnihotram Pashum Somam Chadurmasyam Mahamakhan. Prashni, the wife of Savita, the fifth son of Atiti, gave birth to 3 daughters who are the deities presiding over Gayatri, Vyahriti, and Veda, and to 9 sons who preside over the sacrifice known as Agnihotra, Pasu, Soma, Chadurmasya, and the 5 daily obligatory yajnas, Panchamahayajnas. I hope you know what is Panchamahayajna. All Grihastha should know. Siddhir Bhagasya Bharyanga Mahimanam Vipum Prabham Ashisham Chavara Aroham Kanyam Prasuta Suvradam. O dear king, the wife of Bhaga, named Siddhi, gave birth to 3 sons, Mahima, Vibhu, Prabhu. She had also a daughter of great beauty and virtue named Ashis. Dhadu Kuhu Sinivali Raka Charu Madhistatha Sayam Darshamada Prada Purnamasa Manukramad. Dhata, the 7th son of Aditi, had 4 wives and named Kuhu, Sinivali, Raka, Anumati, and in them he had 4 sons, Sayam, Darsham, Prata, Purnamasa, Agnin Purishyanadatta, Kriyayam Samanandaraha, Charshane Varunasyasit Yasyam Jato Prugup Punaha. Vidhata, the 8th son of Aditi, begot by his wife Kriya. The five presiding deities of 5 fires known as Purishyas. Varuna, the 9th son of Aditi, had Charshani as his wife, and of her was born Bhrigu, the offspring of Brahma, reincarnated. So Bhrigu was Manasaputra of Brahmaji, but he again got reincarnated. Now, this is a very interesting. Valmigischa Mahayogi, Valmigad Abhavat Kilaha, Agasthyascha Vasishtascha Mitra Varunayo Rishi. This is not known to you, right? The great Rishi Valmiki, reputed as having emerged from an ant hill, was also a son of Varuna. Sage Agastya and Vasishtha were sons of Mitra, the 10th sons of Aditi and Varuna. Retar Sishichatu Kumbhe Urvashya Sannidhau Drudam Revatya Mitra Utsargam Asishtam Pippalam Vyathat. That's very interesting. Mitra and Varuna happened to see Urvashi and excited with looking at her beauty. They, what do you call, their seed got exposed and they deposited in a pot, wherefrom was born the sage Agastya and Vasishtha. Kumbha Sambhava. So Vasishtha is Kumbha Sambhava. Besides, Mitra begot by his wife Revati 3 sons named Utsarga, Arishta and Pippala. Now from here onward there are so many things out there. Description, I don't know how Sukamarshi remember all these things. Now let us come back to, these are all description of one by one, each one who got what. Now 19th verse say, Marudaschadide putra chatvarim shannavadiga ta asanna praja sarve nida indrena satnatam. Diti is Kashyap's wife. Diti. Okay. Diti had, in addition, 49 sons who are well known under a common name as Marut. They had no issue. Indra converted them into Devas. Now, naturally, the question comes, how did that happen? For telling that only the so many, that's the style. That is the main story, but before that, the lineage. Now Raja Parishit is asking, Katham da asuram bhavam apohyot patikam guroho indrena pravida sapyam kim tat sadhu kritam hidai. Naturally, how did Indra change the Marut born as Asuras? Because Diti's children were Asuras, isn't it? How he transformed them to Devas. What merit had they to make themselves eligible for the same? That is a natural question. How? Shuka Maharshi says, now suddenly Suta comes here. Sutaji. Because now don't forget, the whole Bhagavatam is given to whom? Sutaji is giving to Shaunaka rishis in Amisharanya. Amisharanya, they did Satram. Thousands of years Satram. And that Satram, that place is now converted into a pool now. That place where they did Satram. Amisharanya. I was recently there, so I saw. Very beautiful. We had Bhagavata Parayanam also there. 12th canto. 12th canto, 12th chapter is a summary of the whole Bhagavatam. So we read that. It's equivalent to reading whole Bhagavatam. We read that there. It was nice. Now Shuka says, Hataputra tidishakpar nigrahena Vishnuna Manuna shogadiptena jwalantim paryachintayat. On Didi's offering, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu being destroyed by Mahavishnu, a friend of Indra. Mahavishnu was always a great friend of Indra. That the Didi thought as follows, burning with anger. Kadanubhradu hantaram indriya rama ulbhanam aklinna hridayam pabam kadayitva shaye sukham. When shall I sleep soundly after effecting the destruction of this Indra? See, who is sensual, clear, cruel, hard-hearted, and guilty? So Indra is selfish and always pleasure-hunting fellow. And cruel also. Krimiving basma samjnasit asyesha bihidasya cha bodadruks tatkrite swartham kim veda nirayo yataha. Even the body of a proud king is reduced on death to worms which feed on and become ashes when it is cremated. What can a person who oppresses others for the sake of such a body understand about his own real good? Only hell awaits him. Ashasanasya tasyedam dhruvam unnadhachedasaha madashoshaka indrasya bhuyat yena sutohime. How can I have a son who will be powerful enough to put an end to the pride of this Indra, whose ego is bloated because of his false notion that this body is something permanent? So what she did? Bhaktya 828. Bhaktya paramaya rajan manotne valgubhashidai manojagraha bhavatnya susmita pangavikshanai. O king, quick in understanding the mind of man, she captivated her husband's mind by devotion to him and by her sweet speech and smiling look. This thing, you know it, right? I don't have to tell you. Evam striya jadi bhuto vidvanapi vidagyata bhadamityaha vishasho natachitram hi yoshiti. It is no wonder that Kashyapa Prajapati, though a wise man, became excited and overpowered by the charms of his woman and agreed to satisfy her wishes. Husbands yielded to that once it comes to that situation, however wise the man may be. Ekandabhutani Bhutanyado Prajapatihi Striyam Chakre Sudehardham Yaya Pumsam Madirhrida. The reason also give why these ladies have got such attraction. Why mutually they get attracted? Because you say Brahma, the creator, found his creatures at first to have no worldly attraction or attachment. So he made one half of his body into that of a woman. Woman thus began to draw the mind of man powerfully. All his started from there only. It is not anybody's mistake. It's all his. He's done it purposely. Evam Shushridastada Bhagavan Kashyapa Prahasya Parama Prido Didi Maha Vinadyacha. O king, pleased very much by Didi's faithful and devoted service, worshipful Kashyapa appreciated her very much and said to her, smiling, Kashyapa, Varam Varaya Vamoru Pritasteham Anindide Triya Bhartari Suprite Kakkama Iha Chagamaha. Oh, beautiful lady, noble lady, I am very much pleased with you. Seek whatever boon you want. When the husband is pleased, what is there here or hereafter that a woman cannot achieve? All of you notice that. Patireva hi narinam daivatam paramam smrutam manasa sarva bhutanam vasudeva shriyapadihi. That you may not agree. The husband has been declared as the deity for women. Nowadays they won't agree that. Vasudeva, the consort of Shri, reside in the heart of all being. And it is therefore him that a woman serves through the husband. They are not serving the husband, they are serving Bhagavan only. See? So, that is better, right? Yajande anyabhavena padi mahatmanam ishwaram. 35. Therefore, devoted wives who aspire for blessedness worship the all-pervading Supreme Being through service of Him in the shape of the husband with unfailing devotion. So anyway, you worship a Murti, isn't it? Same way, consider husband is a Murti of Bhagavan. That's the idea here. Soham Dayarchito Bhadre Idring Bhavena Bhaktitaha Tatte Sambhadaye Kamam Asadinam Sudurlabham. O great lady, I have been served by you well. Therefore, I shall grant you the boon you desire. Now Diti said, Varato yadiye brahman putra vindrahanam vrane Avartyam pradaputraham yename khatito sutau. She is asking, a son, I want a son. I am now childless because both children are gone. Hiranyaksha, Hiranyashipu is gone. Now I am childless. Therefore I seek, if you are pleased to give me a boon, the birth of a son, free from death, who will be able to destroy Indra, who has been the cause of the destruction of both my children. Hearing this, Prajapati says, Nishamya tattvajo vipro vimana paryatapyata Aho adharma sumahan adyame samupastitaha. It's a very difficult problem for Kashyapa Rishi because Kashyapa's son only Deva, Devendra. She is asking his son to kill him between his two children. Very difficult for a father. But then, after telling that, after hearing these words, Kashyapa Prajapati regretted that you ask of any boon. He never did. Alas, I am guilty of a great transgression today. Kodikramonuvartanya artatya svabhavamiha yoshidaha Dikmam padabudam swarte yadaham tvajidendriyaha. In this matter, the woman who is only following her nature has no fault. It is I who have been thoughtless about the great purpose of life that deserve condemnation. So, husband should be careful. See, Dasharatha made that mistake with Kaikeyi. He promised her, whatever he asks, it will be given. But then what happened? Without thinking, you promise, this is what happens. Anyway, alas, allowing myself to be infatuated by Maya, I shall be consigned to purgatory. Now, he says, Sharatyapatnotsavam vaktram vachascha shravanamritam hridayam kshuradharabham srinam ko vedacheshtidam. These are all very difficult words to translate, okay? Why? Because none can know the intention of a woman. Her face may be smiling like an autumnal lotus. Her words may be sweet to hear, but her heart can nonetheless be sharp as a razor's edge. Mukham padmadalakaram vacha chandana sheetalam. You heard this verse. Mukham padmadalakaram vacha chandana sheetalam hridayam vajrakadinyam trividam dushtalakshana. Mukham padmadalakaram, like a lotus flower, beautiful. Vacha chandana sheetalam. Wow, soothing as sandalwood. Hridayam vajrakadinyam. That's what he says here. Now, nahi gacchit priyastrenam anjasa swashishatmanam patim putram bhrataram va radyarte khadayanti cha. For a woman who seeks her selfish end, none is really dear. And love is a mere pretense. For her selfish purpose, she can kill or bring about the death of anyone, husband, son or brother. You must have heard the stories also. Such stories are also there. Pradishtudam dadami iti vajastanna mrisha bhavet vatham narhati chendropi tatredam upakalpate. Now my promise should not be unfulfilled because I have already given the promise. ask of me any boon. So I cannot go back on my words now. Indra too should not be killed. At the same time, thinking thus, Kashyapa felt annoyed with himself and said little angrily, Putraste bhavita bhadre indraha deva bandhavaha samvatsaram pratamidam yadyanjo dharayishyasi. If you sincerely follow the practices and vows I give you, for observance for 1 year, you will have a son capable of killing Indra. But if you break his vow, the son born will be friend of Indra and the Devas. Napsu sraya kupyeda na sambhasheda durjane. Okay, Didi. Okay, Didi Ruvaj, okay. Dharayishye Vratam Brahman Bruhi Karyani Yani Me Yani Jeha Nishiddhani Navratam Grandiyani Tu. She promised, I shall observe the vow. Please tell me what are allowed, what are prohibited, and what are the neutral things, therefore not leading to a break in the vow. So, give me the instruction. Okay, now this is called Pumsavana, Vratam called Pumsavana. That is given later, but exactly the Pumsavana. Pumsavana worship. The whole details of the Pumsavana worship is there, last chapter. Detail of worship is there. But before that, what happened we have to say. I'll tell you in brief. Detail we see next class. She observed this Pumsavanam Vratam very beautifully, observing all the restrictions given. Indra came to know my aunt is performing a great vratam. For what? Killing me. So what he did, he appeared there as a little boy. Auntie, auntie, I will help you for your vrata preparation for your vrata. She said, okay, somebody is helping me, good. And to observe whether she is doing any mistake. It is 1 year. And she was not making any mistake. So he was frustrated. One day what happened, she felt little tired in the evening. She just lie down a little bit. That was a mistake. So this Indra entered her womb. With his Vajrayuda, he cut the embryo. But because of the Vratam power, they didn't die. They start crying. So he told, console them, hey, Maruta, Maruta, don't cry, don't cry. That's how they got Maruta. Finally, what happened? All of them, they cut into pieces, 44 pieces. And She delivered all the 44 along with Indra. Indra also was there. Indra also became her son. And the children, 44 of them born, 45, Indra also was there. She was very happy to see the children. Then Indra prostrated to mother and said, Mother, this is what happened. He told the whole story. She didn't get angry. He said, you made them all heaven. They were devas. So I'm happy. My children are happy. That is the story. Okay. So mantra, stotra, pumsavanam we will see next class. It's a beautiful Vardam, but we have to observe 1 year to have children. People who have not children, they can practice that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Asato ma satyamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. After this,
Swamiji.
Who is this?
I had a thought.
Ah.
We say what Ashwatthama did was wrong, obviously, right?
Ah.
At the end of Mahabharata with Parikshita.
Ah.
Now Indra is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
How come Indra never gets punished, Swamiji? He does all the things all Rakshasas do, and he doesn't get punished at all, I feel.
Yeah. See, but then he agreed, he asked forgiveness from his mother. That's why she forgave him, not Bhagavan.
Ah.
Because he was born to her, as her own son. So she could not punish him. She forgave him. That's why he escapes all those.
Yeah.
That's what happened to bhaktas, When you become devotee of Bhagavan, little problem he will forgive.
But he keeps creating problems, Swamiji. It's not like he learns.